This meeting is being recorded.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Abdul Rashid.
My name is Yashwini.
And my name is Sarisuri. So today our group will be presenting our report of Project 2, which with the title Student Social Media Addiction. So the introduction for our report is mental health is a critical component of overall well-being, particularly among students who face increasing academic and social pressures. In today's digital age, over-screen exposure has become a common part of daily life, raising concerns about its potential impact on psychological health. Understanding how screen time affects mental health can help educators, parents, and society implement healthier digital habits. This study investigates the relationship between daily screen time and mental health indicators such as sleep quality, anxiety, and depression. Using data collected through a 2025 student survey, we aim to identify behavioral patterns and correlations that reveal how extended device usage may influence emotional stability and lifestyle habits. The data suggests that higher screen time is associated with increased levels of depression and anxiety, as well as disrupted sleep patterns, underscoring depression and underscoring the importance of balanced technology use in preserving mental health. Next, moving on to dataset.
Okay, so in the dataset we will collect 13 of the subject in the data type is consists of nominal ratio, nominal ratio and so on lah. Yeah, so can go below. And this is the selected variable we do for Tesla. For correlation analysis, we selected addicted score with daily average social media usage by hours. So basically, it's predict mental health score using average daily social media usage and addiction score as predicted at the 5% significant level lah. So the possible outcome, both average usage and addiction level show a significant relationship with student mental health. The second test is rating analysis. We use mental health score vs usage and addiction. So the explanation of this is predict mental health score using average and addicted score predictor at 5% significant level lah. And the possible outcome is both usage hours and addiction score significantly predict mental health, with addiction showing stronger negative impact. For hypothesis testing, we use daily average social media usage by hour vs mental health score lah. So this test whether the mean daily screen time of student exceeds 6 hours using a one-tail t-test at the second level lah. And possible outcome, to calculate statistics 0.08 exceed the critical t-value 1.660, leading to the rejection of the null hypothesis lah. So this provides sufficient evidence to conclude that students on average spend significant more than 6 hours on screen daily. And the last test is chi-square test. We use gender vs affect academic performance. So basically in this test, to examine the relationship between gender and whether the student report that social media usage affect their academic performance using the chi-square lah. And the possible outcome is if the value is less than 0.05, we reject the null hypothesis and conclude there's a significant association between gender and preserved academic performance impact due to social media use lah. And this is suggests that the effect of social media on academic performance differs across gender. Yeah, that's all. So next we will go to the first testing, that is hypothesis testing.
Okay, so I'll be talking about the hypothesis testing. So this test is to determine whether the mean daily screen time of students is greater than 6 or not. So we can let mu equal to mean daily screen time of students. Null hypothesis is mu equals to 6, and alternative hypothesis is mu is more than 6 and the significant level 0.05. Okay, so this is the graph we got from our coding, for our code. So wait, the graph that you get when you run the code.
All right. Go back. I'm done. Done? No. Okay. So next, we are going to go through correlation. It's to test if there is a significant linear relationship between addicted score and average daily usage counted in hours. So the null hypothesis that we got from this test is there is no linear correlation between usage hours and addiction score. So we got P equals to 0. And alternative hypothesis, we got there is a linear correlation between usage hours and addiction score. So P is not equals to 0. So this is the graph that we got. So to present the code, okay, so here is the graph after pressing the code. Okay. So the conclusion is since t is equals to 39.76 more than 1.963, we reject a null hypothesis. There is sufficient evidence to suggest a significant linear correlation between average daily usage and addiction scores at the 5% significance level. The strong positive correlation indicates that students who love spend more time on social media tend to have higher addiction levels. Passing to regression.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Here.
So we go to regression lah. So in this regression analysis, a measurement for the relationship between mental health score and the addicted score is carried out lah. So this is to use to test whether a higher addiction score will lead to lower mental health score. Yeah, and the dependent variable in this study is the mental health score, which reflect an individual's psychological well-being. The addicted score is the independent variable in this test and representing the extent to which an individual engage in the addictive behavior such as excessive use of social media, gaming, or substance use. So this is the equation lah. Y equal to BO plus BLX, where YI is estimate or predicted of Y value. BO is estimate of regression intercept, BL estimate of regression slope, and X independent value. So basically, it's Y equal to MX plus C lah. Yeah, it's like that. So for this relationship between mental health score and addicted score, N is the 702, which is the total student lah in the data set, and X is the addicted score, and Y is a mental health score to calculate regression model via R Studio. Okay, so let's go to the R Studio. Okay, so in this coding, first of all, we will call the student social media addiction dataset lah. After that, we run and we assign the X as a addicted score and Y as a student mental health score. So this is the model YX summary plot, and yeah, we got the graph over here. We can see the significant value, the significant change lah in the addicted score and the mental health score. So based on that, coding, we can say that model. We can say from the summary of the rationale. So we can say according to and the conclusion about the test static is negative 70.6 since the critical value of t-test with significant level of 0.05 is 2.326 on the right tail and negative 2.326 on the left tail. T-test is fall into critical region lah. So therefore, we reject the H none and so we accept the H1. There is a sufficient evidence that there is a linear relationship between mental health score and addicted score. So we can say lah, the more addicted we are, the lower the mental health score will be. Yeah, so I will pass it to my member for another test.
Okay. Right. Okay.
So I'll be talking about the chi-square test. So in this analysis, the chi-square test of independence was conducted to examine the relationship between gender and whether the students reported that social media usage affects their academic performance. So the two categories that were analyzed were gender and affects academic performance. So the test evaluates whether the distribution of students who feel their academic performance is affected differs significantly across gender. So for our null hypothesis, there's no association between the gender and the academic performance impact. And for alternative hypothesis, there is an association between the gender and the academic performance impact. So a contingency table was created using the table function in R to summarize the frequency distribution of the two variables. And the chi-square test was then performed using chi-square test function. Yeah. So I'll just show the code here. There's no graph for this one. So you can see the values that we got here. So from the summary of the relationship, the calculated chi-square test statistic is p-value of 0.5631. So the hypothesis, there is an association between gender and academic performance impact. So the conclusion is that we fail to reject the null hypothesis because there's insufficient evidence to conclude a significant association between the gender and the perceived academic performance impact. Yeah.
Okay. So, after all these tests we have conducted, we have came to the conclusion where this study revealed that screen time plays a significant role in affecting students' mental health. The hypothesis testing results shows that average screen time among students is significantly greater than 6 hours, which highlights a widespread pattern of prolonged device usage in daily life. The correlation analysis further uncovered a moderate yet significant positive relationship between screen time and depression levels, which suggests increased screen exposure may contribute to worse mental health. Through this project, we explored the detailed link between digital behavior and psychological well-being using real-world survey data. The results shows the need for greater awareness and balanced screen usage, especially among youth. Employing statistical methods such as hypothesis testing and correlation analysis using RStudio enables us to visualize the data meaningfully and draw valid evidence-based conclusions. So, in a nutshell, this research emphasizes the importance of monitoring digital habits and encourages the adoption of healthier screen time practices to safeguard mental health. The findings may also support educators, families, and colleagues in creating more effective interventions aimed at promoting digital wellness in an increasingly connected world. That's it from us. Thank you.
Yay.
Bye bye. Thank you. Okay. Stop.